You ready? I can intro if you want to eat your popcorn. No, you go. What? I do everything.
What's your last name?
Swanson. Joseph Swanson.
Welcome to the Grant Center, and welcome to the Averett Sports Network, where we have a presentation of USAC men's basketball featuring the Methodist Monarchs and your Averett University Cougars here tonight. My name is Eddie Glenn. I'm joined by Joseph Swanson. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Eddie. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just coming from a Averett lacrosse game. The first game of the season didn't end too well, but a lot of
quick turnaround on our end.
Had to run over, do some parking lot hopping, and get over here kind of quickly. Nevertheless, the Monarchs do come into this game 11-12, 9-6 in the USAC. They sit second in the standings, and Averett comes in 7-16, 7-8 in conference play. They sit fourth in the standings, but Joseph, just before the game against Peace, they were in a 4-game winning streak in conference.
Correct. Tonight's a big game. I know we went out tonight, went on Saturday against Berea Senior Day, and get a little luck from NC Wesleyan taking care of business with 2 wins. We can go in as the number 2 seed and host a playoff game. So big things on the line tonight. I know we beat Methodist on the road earlier back in the month, 86-62. That was a great game. I know that was one of those. It just came after a big loss to Pfeiffer where Isaiah Jones, I mean, he's still out right now, but that was one of those games that Coach D had found that 5 at the end of the game that led to that 4-game win streak, the 5 that really got things powered up, and one of those keys is missing right now, but look for 4 of those other guys to still step up tonight and make some plays. Absolutely, great analysis, and we're going to actually get the national anthem underway, and then we'll be right back more with some more pregame analysis.
Featuring the Monarchs of Methodist.
And as we were talking about right before the national anthem, Cougars coming off some big games. They beat North Carolina Wesleyan at home, which was absolutely huge, as North Carolina Wesleyan was number 1 in the standings. And the Cougars, like we said, they lost to William Peace, and then the loss of Isaiah Jones as he was getting hot. He had 17 threes in 2 games, I believe it was. Isaiah Jones was absolutely hot, and the Cougars looked like they had found their number 1 scoring option. He goes down, and Cash has stepped up so far in his place. He's posting consecutive career-high games.
Correct. I believe he had 34 against NC Wesleyan here, taking over for Isaiah being out, and then just the past weekend on the road at William Peace, he went off at 39, 3 short of tying the program record at 42 by James Contreras. So I mean, he's one of those guys that's really stepped up in the absence of Isaiah Jones. But starters, we can see are starting to get introduced here. But really look for. I would would say this is a Bryson Davis game right here.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, I had a couple of guys come and talk to me before the game, Tim Henry and Raymond Bullock. Henry said, look for me to have a double-double. I've got to get after it, got to clean the glass, got to get some more points. And then Raymond Bullock said, look, I'm trying to expand my range tonight. I need one tray ball. I need one three-pointer, and if I get it, I'll point to you. So look for that from those guys. But honestly, I think tonight Jalen Burnett's going to have a big game. He's back off of injury, back into the rotation. Let's see how he can get back in, because Jalen Burnett's our best defender we have. He's absolutely the best defender. He can guard 1 through about 4 on the court. So he's going to take over and probably fill in for that 3 spot for Bryson Davis this game. So let's see how he can hold off Methodist. They've got 3 scorers in the double digits per game. So let's see what these Cougars can do. They've been playing outstanding defense on this run. Methodist starts Dante Burden, Garen Dearman, Kamon Mitchell, Chris Purnell, and Jaquan Deal. The Cougars, as they win the tip-off, will start Keyshawn Lewis, Montre Cash, Timothy Henry, Bryson Davis, and big-time Oriba Diaby. Cash with the ball. Tim Henry on the post. That shot doesn't go, but Bryson Davis there. Second chance, third chance, fourth chance. Tim Henry getting the rebound, and Methodist will come out with possession. Jump ball.
Looks like we're going to do a jump ball call, yep.
Tim Henry was hurt all of his freshman year.
Possession is going to stay with Methodist here.
Went through some struggles his sophomore year, but has really amped his game up this year, adding a post game to his arsenal. His mid game is absolutely fluid, and he's been cleaning the glass for the Cougars.
Yeah, he really has. Really taken off since the Christmas break.
Dearman with the ball outside, defended by Davis, crossing over. Davis doing a good job of defending. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Methodist needs to get a shot off. Step back three-pointer.
Burden, no good. Offensive rebound.
And it looked like Mitchell was trying to lean in to draw the foul, but referee's doing a good job of seeing what he was trying to do there. And good no call there from the refs. Davis to Cash. And if I'm Methodist, I'm smothering Montre Cash. I'm putting my best defender on him, and I'm absolutely smothering him. He's been on a tear. Cougars with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Ball over to Davis. Davis. Runner, no good. It looked like it was blocked there by a Monarch.
Looks like they're going to get D with the block there. Jumper by Dearman in transition. Lewis with the ball for the Cougars.
Screen set by Cash to get Henry open. And they're going to call it.
Offensive foul there on Henry. And that's one of those 100% of the time calls right there. Drop the elbow.
Absolutely. And I was just going to make it looks like Methodist doesn't really have too good a size on the court right now. It looks like they want to stay with the pace and keep a bunch of shooters on.
They're one of those teams that likes to play fast out front. They're going to push the tempo.
And so you can see the Cougars early attacking the post with Tim Henry. Nice reverse layup there, no good.
Pulled down by Henry.
Moves over to Cash. Cash takes his man off the dribble, pull-up jumper, no good.
Cash his rebound, nice save.
And it looked like Cash was trying to find Lewis, just misread and tried to pull that ball back, and it sails out of bounds. Neither team able to really score the ball yet. The score is 2-0. Methodist leads it, but neither team able to really take the lid off the rim. Foul will be called on Burden. Dante Burden out of St. Paul's, North Carolina.
You're going to get Keyshawn Lewis on the hack there.
Lewis is first, team second.
We'll send Burden to the line for 2 here. First shot's up and good.
And Joseph, it's been interesting to see how Methodist recovered from the loss of Jackson Whitley as Burden hits the second one. Jackson Whitley and Davion Ayabarena, the team's 2 leading scorers, number 1 and number 2, and leading rebounders both on the team. But Methodist, I mean, sit right under 500 so far and second in the conference. So that's a testament to the good coaching ability of David Smith in his 20th season at Methodist. Jumper by Tim Henry falls.
Good movement there by the Cougars. That's right in Henry's range. Loves that mid-range baseline jumper.
And Dearman finding a way to get to the rim and puts it in.
Great body control there.
Cash off the screen. Down low to Diaby. Diaby turnaround off the glass and in.
It's a nice move by the big man there. He's really started to find his zone the past 3 or 4 games. Really starting to make some moves down the post, getting comfortable, getting more minutes lately. Look for him to make a big run down the stretch.
And I think the Cougars have done a good job. Henry, Diaby, and Bullock have done a good job of integrating themselves into this game and into the team's lineup and becoming real scoring threats.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And then you add Keyshawn Lewis and Bryson Davis on top of that. They're 2 guys that aren't going to light up the column and score them, but they're Swiss Army knives. They play great defense, distribute the ball well, rebound, don't turn the ball over much. So you really don't lose much plus-minus when you take them off the floor or add them on the floor.
Absolutely. And Keyshawn Lewis, we always like to mention it. He is a freshman, and it is extremely hard to go from high school level to the collegiate level and still be able to produce, much less become a starter. And Keyshawn Lewis, I mean, if you're a coach like David Doolin, you know, that's what you want out of your freshman, to be able to come in and immediately contribute to the team's success.
You're right. And Duino is one of those guys. He's a fiery guy. He wants his team, when they stake the floor, he wants to play hard. So, I mean, it's not necessarily about who can score the ball the best. It's about who's going to play hard. Absolutely. While they're on the floor for as hard as they can. And
it's about, and like you just said, if he can find a way to use you, he's going to put you out there. I mean, even Vince Contreras and James Contreras are really good examples. They are really good at taking charges. So if you find yourself down by about 10 points, put them in, and they just find a way to get their way to the rim and set those feet and take a charge for the team. And it used to be James Contreras would take about 3 a game. And I mean, it's something that, again, David Duino knows how to use his players, knows how to get the right guys in with the right lineup. And we're going to see Bullock and Cochran come in with Cash Lewis and Henry.
And it looks like 32 for Methodist. Chris Mamel is going to check in. Ball comes into Cochran in the front court. Off to Lewis. He sets up the offense. Over to Cochran. Back to Lewis. Inside to Henry. Kicks it back to Bullock. Jumper up.
And what
great hustle. That's going to stay with the Cougars right there.
Exactly. I mean, Keyshawn Lewis getting in there with the trees down low, fighting for that rebound, going all the way down to the hardwood.
And that's one of those we just talked about, that one of those hustle points.
And again, like you said, not going to show up on the stat sheet right there, but again, contributing to the team, getting the possession back for the team. And the Cougars find themselves just down 2 points, but with possession and a new 28 on the clock.
Side to Bullock, kicks it out to Cash. Cash drives. Looks like they're going to get Jaquan Deal with the foul on that call. Not in the act of shooting, so ball's going to be on the baseline. Inside to Cash. Cash for 3, no good. Pulled down by Bullock. Up and in. No good. Out of bounds, ball stays with the Cougars. And that's another one of those by Bullock. He does that a lot. Great offensive rebounder. Really high points the ball on rebounds.
And the Cougars, that's another offensive rebound. Keyshawn Lewis with it. Ball over to Cash. 2-3 zone by Methodist here defensively. Ball back over to Cash. Cash trying to find Henry. And Methodist ends up with the ball. And that pass.
Great cover defense there by Henry to get back.
And into the game will come the senior, TJ McAllister. He will come in for Keyshawn Lewis. And McAllister is somebody you can put in and depend on to make the right move. He's been in your system 4 years. He knows all the offensive plays. He knows who can do what. TJ McAllister is the person you put in when you need something done and done the correct way.
McAllister with the ball, swings it over to Cash. Down low to Henry. Henry backs in, jumper up in the lane, and it's good.
Getting another shot to fall there. He's got 4 of the team's 6. Good communication right there by the Cougars. Playing a little trap defense here.
Great trap defense there.
Jumper pulled up, rebounded by Cochran. That's going to be a foul called on
Garen Demon, it looks like. Looks like they're going to get number 12, Garen Demon. Yep. See, that was on.
First foul, third team foul.
Little shot clock error. Ball's in. Cash with it. Looks like Methodist has switched back to a man-to-man here.
Ball with Cash after coming off the screen from Bullock. Takes another one from Bullock.
Cash drives, pulls up, no good. Tip in by Henry there. That's nice.
Henry finds a way to get around the rim, and it's just a ball magnet when he's down there.
6 of 8 points.
Absolutely. Just about 13 and a half minutes to go here in the first half.
Burden jumper, good.
And one thing I kind of want to point out here, Methodist not really substituting a whole lot. Pretty much the whole starting crew has stayed on the whole game so far. And they're going to call a moving screen on Raymond Bullock.
That's going to get Davis and Diaby back in for the Cougars. And looks like Sam Mingledorf back coming off for his first entry in for the Monarchs.
Foul number 40, Bullock. His first. Team's third.
So here we go, tied up at 8 apiece. Cochran defending Burden now.
Burden runs the lane, up and in. Back and forth contest for the last 5 minutes.
And Burden, actually the team's leading scorer, averages about 17 points a game.
McAllister with the ball.
Ball down low to Diaby. Methodist wanted to trap Diaby there, but had to get
Nice
back
runner.
to defense.
Just missed the front of the rim from diving in there. Burden with the ball. Kicks it over to Dearman. Dearman for 3. No good. Pulled down by Cochran.
And Cochran slows the pace down a little bit. Ball over to TJ McAllister. McAllister directing traffic. Over Cochran. Cochran over to Davis. Takes the screen from Diaby. Diaby
Swings it back to Diaby. Spins. Jumper in the lane. No good. Pulled down by Mitchell.
And I'll tell you what, though, even though Diaby didn't make that shot, if I'm Coach Dueno, I love him putting that shot up. That's a great shot off of the pick and roll there. As Diaby does pick up a foul.
Foul number 50, Diaby.
That's going to bring us to the 12-minute media here.
Team's fourth.
10 points to 8. Cougars trailing by 2, but let's see what Coach David Dueno can draw up in the timeout break. And we are back here, 11:34 to go in the first half. Cougars do trail by 2.
Dante Burden at the line here for 2 shots for the Monarchs.
Shooting 2.
Not going to see any changes here in either lineup.
First shot's no good. Jaquan Deal checks back in for Methodist. It's going to send Kamon Mitchell to the bench. Second shot here for Burden. Back iron pulled down by Davis.
And Burden not able to hit either one of his free throws. Ball over to Cochran. Cochran finds Diaby. Diaby. Ball over to Davis. Cougars moving the ball around. Finds Bullock. Bullock pump fake.
Now they're going to get a charge on Bullock there. That's just a tough one there. Guy beat him to the spot. Maybe did a little acting on that one,
Absolutely.
but 9 times out of 10 they're going to get an offensive call on that one.
So Tim Henry
and Noah Smith check in. It's going to send Bullock and Diaby to the bench. 10-8 game, 11-12 remaining, first half.
Ball back over to Burden.
Over to McLaughlin Jr.
We go down low to work against Noah Smith.
Deal with a shot, no good.
Noah Smith couldn't corral that rebound, but here's Burden.
And one opportunity here. Looks like they're going to get Smith for the call on the foul. They did.
Noah Smith, his
And
first.
put Burden at the line for the end one.
And Burden doing a good job. He had Smith on skates there for a second and then found a way to navigate around the foul from Smith to get the bucket to fall.
Lewis checks in for Cochran for the Cougars. Shots up. Good.
It's like a full court press here for the Monarchs. And so a turnover, it works out.
Nice look inside there by Burden. Found Mingledorf, excuse me. More full court pressure.
Look for Coach Dorino to put in Montre Cash here.
And as you speak, Cash heads to the table.
And it's just one of those things where
Cash checks in. It's going to send TJ McAllister to the bench.
ball in to Keyshawn Davis, or Lewis, excuse me.
Lewis drives the lane, kicks out to Davis. Three-pointer by Davis. Off the mark. Tipped in by Henry, no good. Tipped back by Henry.
And Cash ends up with the ball. Davis, another three-pointer off the front of the rim that time.
Good offensive possession there by the Cougars.
Absolutely. Cougars down 15-8.
Good help defense there by Noah Smith.
Great defense there by Tim Henry.
Mingledorf with the jumper.
And the Cougars are not playing particularly bad this game. They've just had a few unlucky rolls on the offensive end.
Even there, you got a fadeaway jumper, mid-range. Hand in his face defense there. You just got to tip your cap to the offense is a big shot.
All right.
Screen by Smith. Cash with the ball. Step back jumper, and it's good.
That's a nasty bucket right there from Montre Cash. Wasn't even looking at the bucket when he pulled up. That's just court awareness.
He is confident right now after two back-to-back 30-point games.
Traveling violation called, and after a bucket from Cash and a traveling violation, this could be the break the Cougars need to get some momentum on their side.
Dearman checks in for Methodist. See if the Monarchs apply full court pressure here.
Then there's a clock issue they're trying to sort out here. They want to push it back.
Looks like they're trying to set
9
9 minutes on the clock. Excuse me. Ball comes into Lewis.
This gets past his defender and past half court. So 7-point game, ball over to Henry. Henry trying to find Cash, but Cash was trying to work off a defender.
Not quite on the same page there. Good look, though, by Henry on the back door.
Absolutely. Cougars defending well. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Ball way outside. Great defense there by Smith.
Knockdown jumper by Deal. Diaby heads to the table for the Cougars. Cash drives the lane. Dishes off to Smith.
I don't think Smith was ready for that pass. I think he was trying to get out of the way of Cash and get ready for a rebound.
I think he thought Cash was going to go up with that one. Dearman with the ball. Kicks it over to Edwards. Inside wide open to Dearman. That's a great look there by Edwards.
That's a great pass of great job of Dearman to find an open spot on the court and get there.
21-10 lead here for the Monarchs. Big basket here by the Cougars. Over to Cash.
Trying to
a little too high for Henry. Little luck go the Cougars' way on that one.
And it looks like Ian Best and Diaby will both check in. After the timeout break, 21-10, the Monarchs lead, 7:17 left in the first half. (21-10) is the score here. Monarchs jump out to an 11-point lead. The Cougars not able to find a significant offensive scorer, and some unlucky rolls on the offensive end and a couple of tough breaks on the defensive end. Lewis over to Davis. Davis.
Great screen there by Diaby. Back inside to Diaby. Yeah, they're going to get him for a walk there. Shuffled his feet a little bit before he made a move.
Right.
It's a good call.
So Ian Best and Diaby both checked into the game for the Cougars. Best, the junior guard out of Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Edwards runner. Ball down by Davis. Lewis pushes the tempo up off the glass, and it's good. And one opportunity here for the Cougars.
And that's a great aggressive drive there.
Great body work, being able to hold himself from not running through the defender.
Absolutely.
Take a step up. Keyshawn Lewis at the line for one.
Looks like they're going to get Sam mingled off with the foul there. Bring the total 6-4 Cougars. Lewis at the line. Shots up. Off iron.
Possession stays with Methodist.
McLaughlin with the ball. Dearman with the 3, no good. Pulled down by Lewis.
And that's a good job of Lewis. I don't know if him and Henry both knew they were going for the same rebound there, and Lewis heads up play to kick that ball back in. And see if the Cougars can get something going offensively here.
Jumper by Henry. No good. Pulled down by Diaby.
And that's Diaby just trying to get in there and get a tough rebound. But
looks like Deal got the inside position on that, and they're going to get Diaby for the over-the-back foul.
His second, team 6.
Got to give credit there to Jaquan Deal.
Team 7.
Be 1-1 at the Methodist end. Bullock checks back in for the Cougars.
so Diaby will come out after getting into a little bit of foul trouble.
Bullock checking in for Diaby.
Or he's only really got one foul, but he made a couple of mistakes, or 2 fouls, excuse me. He's made a couple of mistakes with the traveling violation, and time to just get in, get Diaby a breather, let him clear his mind a little bit, and get a fresh guy on the court.
First shot up, it's good. Deal's second attempt, it's up. It's going to bring in Kamon Mitchell for the Monarchs. Big possession here for the Cougars. Get it back down to single digits. Big defensive stand. Hit another bucket.
Ball down low to Bullock. Bullock lost his defender there. Nice runner to go.
Number 4, Raymond Bullock.
He's really started to come into his as well this year, a little bit over the, well, basically since the holiday run. He's got a few more minutes and really started to put the basketball in the net.
Able to find his touch around the rim.
Burden drives, runner up, blocked by Henry. Looks like they're going to get Davis with the reach there.
And it's tough when you get in those situations down there. The ball's being tossed around between a couple of players, and it looked like number 24, Mitchell, was just able to get his hands on it and kind of throw it up in a shooting motion, and Davis just got caught with his hand on an arm.
They're actually going to call that foul on Ian Best. First shot was no good. Second attempt's good. Ball comes into Lewis. Just over 5 minutes remaining in the first half.
Ball over to Davis. Davis to Bullock. Screen by Bullock.
Looks like they're really trying to front Henry in the post down there and keep him from catching the ball. 2 seconds on the shot clock here. Going to need a quick attempt.
If I had to guess, this ball is probably going into either Davis or Keyshawn Lewis. Trying to find Bullock.
Stolen away by Burden. Burden runs the floor.
And I think Des was trying to bounce that pass off the ground to get Bullock in the air on a tip-in shot. Nevertheless, Methodist the other way with a 10-point lead.
McLaughlin spins, deals. Dearman with the layup. That's a nice look right there.
Good pass, good bucket, and that's good chemistry right there by the two players. 26-14. Lewis.
Over to Lewis. Inside to Bullock. Bullock drives. Runner off the lane, blocked. And looks like they're going to get a foul. Looks like they're going to get Mitchell from behind there.
24 with the foul play.
That's going to bring us to the 4-minute media.
Time on the floor.
26-14, 3:53 left. We'll be right here at the Averett Sports Network. Bullock at the line for 2 points here, for 2 free throws rather. First one comes off the front of the rim. Cougars down by 12 points with 3:53 left in the first half. Cash does check back into the game. Cash 39 points in his last outing against William Peace, 24 before that against North Carolina Wesleyan. So Cash looking to get back in, get his team fired up, and get some scoring on the board before halftime. And that's Burden, another tough bucket from Burden. 28-15, Keyshawn Lewis with it. Tim Henry with it. Defender gives him space. Cash finds Lewis. Lewis finds Davis. Davis gets the foul and one. That's great passing by the Cougars. Unselfish basketball there. Davis gets the first one to fall. And Cash able to knock that ball away. Lewis comes up with it. Ball over to Cash. Defended by Burden. Cash not able to get his shot to go. Thought he should have drawn a foul there. And so Raymond Bullock called on the foul. That's going to be Malik Edwards stepping to the line. That's Bullock's third foul. So Noah Smith will check in for Bullock.
Number 44, Noah Smith is subbing in for Raymond Bullock.
Davis with it. Looking for Noah Smith, but Smith not able to get positioning. Davis for 3. Good. Bryson Davis brings it back to a 10-point game. Trap defense here. Three-point attempt. No good. Rebounded by Cash there. That was Garen Dearman. Able to find Smith. And I believe they're going to call Cash on the foul. And Malika Edwards getting the and one attempt.
Foul called on number 3, Montre Cash, his first, team's 10.
So TJ McAllister will check on for Keyshawn Lewis.
Ian Best is subbing in for Keyshawn Lewis.
A minute 30 left before the half closes. Edwards sinks the and one opportunity. Ball over to Tim Henry. Henry sizing up his defender. And that's going to be a foul called. It's going to be called against Jaquan Deal.
Foul on number 34. His second, team 7th.
(34-22) is the score. Zaire Edwards checking into the game for Methodist. Henry not able to capitalize on the second one. 34-22, 12-point lead by Methodist. So Malik Edwards would be called. Then they're going to call it on the moving screen.
His first, team's 9.
So Tim Henry fouled this time by Sam Mingledorf.
Foul on number 30. His second, team's 10.
Thirty-four 23.
Henry going 2 for 2 from the line.
Henry able to capitalize on both shots at the free throw line. Keyshawn Lewis checking in for Noah Smith. Cougars adding another guard to the lineup here. Lewis defending Burden. Mingledorf had them put up an awkward shot. Davis able to get a hold of it. Nice pass to Henry. Dunked by Tim Henry. Big Tim Henry bringing the hammer to close the half. 5 seconds. 3 from Burden, no good. Cash with the rebound and the full-court shot. And it's good! Montre Cash, full-court shot! A dunk and a full-court shot. Montre Cash, 34-29. Your Cougars have the momentum.
And welcome back. We're just getting ready to start the second half. Averett trails 34-29. Those of you just tuning in, Monterey Cash had a full court heave just before halftime. Sports Center probably top 10 plays. So big 5-point swing for the Cougars heading into half, makes it a 34-29 game. Looks like Coach Duino is going to send back out the same starting five that started in Keyshawn Lewis, Monterey Cash, Timothy Henry, Bryson Davis, and Morabi Diaby. Tough name for me to pronounce there.
Yeah, Mariba Diaby can't.
Mariba Diaby, correct.
A little tough, but once you get into the swing of saying it, I mean, it becomes a little easier. But I heard you speaking, I mean, the dunk and the 3-point full court heave at the end of the half. Talking about
huge 5-point swing in 20 seconds.
So let's see what the Cougars can do. Down 5 now. They found themselves down by as much as 12. Now only down 5. So let's see what they can make happen.
Methodist ball here to start the half. Send out the same starting 5.
And I think if you're the Cougars, you have to run your offense through Cash and Henry. I think you don't necessarily have a choice. Those are the hot guys on the court right now, and I would absolutely get both of them looks at the basket.
Pamel runner off the lane, good.
And that was great defense there by Lewis, just like you said, another good shot. So Lewis with the ball. Cash will be working off ball, coming off the screen there. They're going to trap Cash. Cash finds Henry. Henry finds Davis for the easy layup.
Backdoor to Davis. Nice look right there by Tim Henry. Great cut by Bryson. Birding with the ball for the Monarchs.
And it's so nice as a coach when you have a big that can pass, because you can run your offense from the inside out instead of from the outside in and get those guards running off ball.
Basket by Mitchell in there. Lewis with the ball. Swings it over to Cash. Over to Diaby. Back over to Lewis. Lewis drives the lane. Swings it down to Henry, up and under, and it's good. Nice look there by Keyshawn Lewis.
And that's Henry, who has 13 points now so far in the game. He leads the game in points, I believe. He's got 13 and 4. Cougars doing a great job of defending right there through all the traffic.
Dearman drives. Nothing. Kicks back out to Burden. Lewis on the defense.
5 seconds on the shot clock. 3-point attempt from way downtown.
Pamel with the deep 3 there. The clock was running down. Lewis over to Cash. Gets it to Henry, dishes off to Cash. Pull up by Cash, and it's good. Nice basket there. Used the screen well by Henry, pulled up, nothing but net.
In rhythm, pull up mid-range jumper there. 41-25 now. Diaby defending in the post.
Burden down low to Mitchell. Mitchell drives up and under.
And
looks like they're going to get stepping out, yep.
Diaby doing a good job of not fouling, but forcing his defender to get skinny on the baseline there.
Good job keeping his hands up, not bodying him.
Absolutely. And so here's Lewis, the freshman. Goes over to Davis. Davis over to Lewis. Lewis to Cash. Cash for a
deep three-pointer off the arc.
Almost an offensive board there, but
pulled down by Dearman.
Monarchs the other way.
Dearman with the ball. Passes inside to Mitchell. Mitchell with the jumper. And it's good. They really haven't missed much tonight when they've had open looks.
Absolutely, and Mitchell knocking it down there.
Lewis with the ball over to Cash. Inside to Henry. Henry up and under, no good. Offensive rebound to Diaby. Diaby powers up. It's like Mitchell, they're going to get Mitchell with a block there. Dearman in transition. Jumper, top of the key, no good. Tipped out by Mitchell there.
And here's Cash the other
stolen by Cash. And they're going to get a foul there. Yep, Burden on the
And so Purdon called on a foul against Montre Cash there. And I think Delano was looking for a foul on the offensive possession before that with Tim Henry and Diaby, but they get their the foul they were looking for here with Cash, and Cash will get 2 shots here at the free throw line.
Correct. Now you can hear some of the fans next to us say he got all ball. He had all ball on the second attempt, but they're originally going to get the fouls, a little late whistle, but he bodied it when when Montre slowed down initially. So Diaby's going to check out. It's going to send Bullock into the game. Second shot attempts up. It's good.
So 43-37, and like we mentioned earlier, the Cougars could use this win. This would be another big-time, huge win for the Cougars if they could beat the number 2 team in the rankings. Davis defending on the perimeter. That was a good reach there by Davis to force Dearman to dribble.
Looks like they're going to get an offensive foul on number 32. Chris Purnell.
Timeout called, 43-37, and we're going to stay right here and kind of talk through what we've seen here. And the Cougars have had not that bad of an opening start to their second half. It's been about even, I would say, offensively and defensively.
So far, the difference is that deep three that's put them at a 6-point advantage here. It's been traded baskets for baskets to start the opening 4 minutes in the second half. So,
and I think Mitchell has been the game changer here so far in the second half for Methodist. Hit a couple of open shots, had that one. He didn't get the board, but he tipped it back out to his guards. He's playing hard down low against Diaby and really pushing his weight down there against the Averett Bigs.
Yeah, he's played well down there.
And I think, the Cougars I think they're going to keep Cash and Henry on the court. Again, they have to run their offense through those two as they've been doing. Henry has really been a facilitator and a scorer so far when they give him the ball, keeping his eyes open around the court to find the open man. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to keep the ball going to Henry here.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is except for Cash, who's been playing well. This would be where Isaiah would come off, and this is the start. This is the 5 that ended against Pfeiffer that Duino's really liked over the past 2 weeks that have played high intensity. Look for a lot of turnovers here by these guys, and I mean you got Henry and Bullock are 2 guys right now that can really score the rock. Lewis with the ball here for the Cougars. Over to Davis, back to Lewis. Gives it to Cash. Cash takes it out front, back over to Lewis. Lewis drives the lane, dishes over to Davis. Inside to Bullock, and Bullock's going to get fouled.
And that was a great find by Davis.
Bullock was looking to drive there, realized he had a guy standing right in front of him, and that's a tough one for Mitchell. He's standing right there. He's up off his feet at the time when Bullock's looking to drive.
And so a 2-3 zone will be applied defensively for Methodist.
Lewis drives, runner in the lane. It's good. Big basket by a freshman right there.
Absolutely. 4-point game now for the Cougars. A defensive stop right here would be absolutely huge to the momentum of Averett.
Jumper by Mitchell, off the glass, and it's good.
And that's
good look there by Burden.
Off the pick and roll there, yeah, fine Mitchell.
Lewis with the ball. Over to Cash. Cash drives. Pulls back out to Lewis.
10 seconds.
Drives, dishes off to Davis. Davis for 3. No good.
And a great rebound.
Great there. Great fight by Bullock on that ball.
And Cash
doing 30 for the Cougars.
Holding off from that 3-point shot there to slow it down and really utilize that shot clock.
Really looks like Methodist is trying to prevent the Cougars from getting it inside to Henry right here.
Almost forcing Averett, daring Averett to play through their guards and play through Cash right here.
Really forcing them to shoot from the outside. Davis over to Cash. Deep 3 by Cash. Off the arc, pulled down by Bullock. Inside to Davis, and he get his tips away.
And Even if I'm Coach Dorino, I'm not upset at that shot. That's an in-rhythm three-pointer. And that's a traveling
call there on Mingledorf. Tough play there by Davis in the paint. The ball gets tipped to him right at the last second. Hands right there as he receives it. So.
But the Cougars got the stop they needed defensively to not let up another bucket on that turnover. So 45-39, 6-point game here. Methodist leads it. 14 minutes even left in the second half.
The Cash down to Bullock. Back out to Cash. Swings it over to Lewis. Side of Henry. Down into Bullock. Up and off the glass. Great look.
Henry really getting it done here. They get the ball to Henry, and he's going to do the rest.
Lewis defending Burden. Inside to Mingledorf. Mingledorf jumper up, no good. Pulled down by Davis.
It's a great rebound here, and then we go with a 4-point lead for Methodist. Keyshawn Lewis on the fast break.
Tips away, stays with the Cougars. It's going to get McLaughlin Jr. off the bench here. He checks in for Pamel. As well as Deal checks in. Diaby off the bench for the Cougars.
Burden played the most minutes of his team and of almost anybody of the game so far. Played 17 minutes of that first half. Hardly ever seeing any bench time.
Lewis runs the lane, tishes down to Diaby. Diaby up, and he's going to get fouled.
That's a great dish there from Keyshawn Lewis right there.
Very unselfish basketball there. Could have easily pulled up, attempted to run it off the lane, saw Diaby cut and passed it off.
To the line, Diaby.
45-41. Let's see if Diaby can pull it closer here.
Looks like they're going to get Daquan Deal with a foul on that one. So send Diaby to the line.
This is where those 50 free throws at the end of practice come in handy. Free throw comes off the front of the rim that time. 4-point game, 13-13 left. As Bullock.
That's a 3-point game as Bullock checks in. He's going to send Henry to the bench. Here's another big defensive stop here for the Cougars.
Absolutely.
Stop him here, basket on the other end. You got a 1-point game after being down by, I believe it was about most as 12 points early in the first quarter, or first half, excuse me.
Davis defending out on the perimeter. Nice hands there from Bryson Davis. Traveling violation called.
And that's one of those that's not going to show up in the stat sheet, but like we talked about earlier, Davis makes things happen when he's out there.
And like you mentioned, this could be a huge offensive turnaround here for the Cougars if they can play smart and get a bucket on this end.
3-point basket on this end, and we got a tie ball game. Bullock with the ball over to Davis. Davis drives. Dishes back out to Cash. Cash for three. And it's good. We got a 45-45 game now.
Montre Cash, the in-rhythm three-pointer. He missed one earlier, but he won't miss two in a row. You cannot leave Montre Cash open. And that's one of the things, he's kind of like Steph Curry does it in the NBA. So good off ball, keeps moving, stays active.
Burden drives the lane, pulls up, runner.
Great defense there from Bryson Davis.
That's just a great basket there by Burden. I believe Bryson actually might have got a piece of that too. He still had enough to get it up and in. We're going to get timeout on the floor here.
Cougars did such a great job there, and as we were saying, Steph Curry does a good job. One thing that makes him a really great shooter is he stays so active off the ball. He draws defenders to run with him, and dares you to be as conditioned as him. And that's one thing Montre Cash does really well. Hardly ever stays on top of the ball and runs the point guard. He's always at the two position and always moving across the baseline and through traffic, daring you to be as conditioned as he is.
Yeah, he's one of those that beginning of the year wasn't exactly scoring as much as he normally probably would have, but he's always been one of those guys that he's going to give you 35 minutes a game. He's going to play hard, plays great defensively. I mean, you look back at the beginning of the year, he's always been one of those guys that's going to pick up 3 or 4 steals a game. Played well, and then just recently with Isaiah being out, he's got his chance to really light up the scoring column, and he's been on mark.
And I was talking to Montre. I have a lot of classes with Montre, and he tells me all the time he's not scoring as much as, earlier in the season, not scoring as much as he wanted to. And like you mentioned, really started to light it up over the past 4 or 5 games. Over the past 5, he's averaging about 25 points a game over the past 5 games. So Montre Cash getting it done for his team. And I don't know if he's close to that mark yet. I think he's only got about 8 points this game. But Cash can definitely light it up and light it up in a hurry.
Almost 8 minutes in the game and they ain't got a single foul. Come on, all that contact, blow that whistle, bro. Stop playing.
Cash with it.
McLaughlin defending him. Over to Lewis. Back to Cash. Dishes off to Bullock. Back to Lewis.
He's doing a good job of moving
Looking
the ball.
for Cash. Cash for 3. No good. Pulled down by Burton. Gets it up to McLaughlin and it's up and in. That's just a tough break right there. I believe Cash fell down on the 3. His man got by him. Led to an easy transition basket.
Yeah, like you said, just bad positioning, unlucky positioning there on a loose ball. Trying to go to Diaby down low.
I think they're going to get Daquan Deal on the foul there. It's going to be his 4th, I believe. It's going to get Mitchell back up off the bench for the Monarchs. It'll be Cougars' ball down underneath the basket. 11:38 here remaining in the second half. Henry checks back in for the Cougars.
Subbing in, number 12, Tim Henry, for number 50, Reba Piami.
How is it they don't have a single foul?
And that's going to be the 12-minute media.
49-45, and I wouldn't be surprised if Cash comes off here and gets a little break after the timeout break. 11:38 left in the second half. Cougars trail by 4 points. Four-point game, your Cougars trail, but honestly, it feels like it's been closer than
very tightly fought second half here. I actually believe Averett. I believe we got a 1-point advantage so far through the second half. So
Cash will remain on the court. Henry back on.
That's one of those. I believe Duino's got 2 or 3 timeouts left. Cash still, the way he's been playing, I think you take timeouts and more or less try to keep him on the floor as much as possible.
Screen from Tim Henry.
Cash drives. Dishes underneath the Henry, up, back, and in. Nice pass. It's a great finish there by Henry and a great look by Cash.
Beautiful pocket pass there from Montre Cash.
2-point ball game, 49-47. McLaughlin with the ball, dishes over to Dearman. Inside to Mitchell. Mitchell up. Going to count the basket and get the foul. Looks like they're going to get Bryson Davis for the reach there.
Hey, ref, hey, coach, that's your first foul in almost 10 minutes. Come on, man. Give me a break.
You can see Duino out talking to the ref on that one. I think he's more or less asking about the continuation on that one. There's no question there was contact. I think Davis definitely fouled him, but they're more or less asking if the continuation should count.
Well, I think they're giving him.
They gave him the continuation. Yeah, it's an and 1 on that. Mitchell sinks the free throw. 52-47 game. Yeah, I believe Duino was more or less asking.
Right. Was he on the court?
Did he get fouled at the free throw line, or did he get fouled in the act of shooting?
Right.
Warning issued to Averett coach David Duino.
And that's just Coach David Duino. I mean, he's very animated, very active. He's not going to fold down and let the refs call whatever. If he feels like it was a bad call, he's going to let you know.
Well, that's a tough call right there. They're going to get Cash for the push-off, but I thought both of them were fighting on that one.
Some aggressive basketball going on down there.
It's going to be Cash's second foul. Burden with the ball for the Monarchs. And a technical has been issued to David Duino.
David Duino, let him know how he feels, man.
Burden at the line, shooting the free throws. First shot's up and good. 53-47. Second attempt here by Burden. Finds the bottom of the net.
And I mean, as a team, I'd rather my coach get a technical foul fighting for me rather than folding over and letting whatever happens happen, you know. I'd rather give up those 2 points and have a coach that's willing to go at bat for me.
Yeah, you could tell a lot of his team came over and slapped him 5 during that show, that they support him, that he was backing them on the call. Inside to Mitchell. Mitchell up, off the glass, and it's good. That's just a great shot right there. I thought Bullock had great position on that.
And I was going to say, good no call by the refs there. A lot of aggressive basketball going on down low. And good job by the refs to know it's going both ways.
9-point game, 56-47. Down low to Henry. Henry backs in. Spins off the glass, and it's good.
Court awareness by Tim Henry to know where he is and know what touch he needs to put on the ball.
Burden with the ball from the Monarchs. Down low to Mitchell. Mitchell spins. Off the glass. That's a tough call right there, yeah. I thought that was pretty good defense there by Henry. Cut off the lane, spun back and in. I thought Mitchell more or less, he created the contact, but
I thought it was just going to be good defense and an even better bucket. So much we've seen of this game, but the referee down on the court had, I guess, a better view than we did of some things going on.
Mitchell shot off iron, pulled down by Davis. 58-49 game. Cash splits the lane, gets it tipped away. Out of bounds, going to stay Averett ball. Little Cougar luck on that roll right there.
Absolutely, Cash trying to push the pace on the offensive end.
Malik Edwards checks in for the Monarchs. Lewis into Henry. Dishes it off to Lewis. Lewis drives, and they're gonna get it for an offensive foul. That's one of those. He extended the arm. There might have been a little bit of acting job on that, but yeah, 9 times out of 10, if you extend the arm, they're going to get you for an offensive foul.
I definitely saw a little bit of acting, but you know, you can't help that. 58-49 now, 9-point game.
Edwards with the ball, dishes it off to Burden.
Cougars trying to come up with a steal there. Burden with it under 15 seconds to go on the shot clock.
Great pick and roll there.
And really, after the 12-minute media timeout, it has really been going in the favor of the Monarchs.
Cash with the ball. Cougars really need a basket here. Inside to Bullock, and they're going to get a foul on the floor.
Foul was called on Mingledorf.
His third. Team 6.
That's going to be his third foul. Cougars ball out of bounds. Lewis with the inbound, throws it up to Bullock. Up and in. It's a great look there by Keyshawn Lewis. Bullock really got off the floor.
60-51. Like you said, Bullock doing a good job of going sky high and securing the pass there.
Down low to Mitchell. Mitchell backs in, fades away, and nothing but net. Great look right there. I mean, that's a tough play to defend.
Mitchell averages just at 13 points a game, 13 points and 6 rebounds a game.
Lewis with the ball, over to Davis. Looks inside to Henry. Henry tipped away, falls into Lewis. Underneath to Henry, great look off the glass. A little bit of Cougar luck again on that one there.
Keyshawn Lewis doing a good job of knowing where his men are after getting the ball on like a pop-up situation there.
30-second timeout called by the Cougars. Get a little bit of breather here for your club.
And that's a good timeout by Coach Duino. A good bucket there to swing the momentum a little bit. And you just get a breather after being in that funk after the 12-minute timeout. Had a couple of calls not go their way, the technical, and just wasn't a good 3 minutes for the Cougars.
Yeah, big basket there, or big baskets back to back by the Cougars. But yeah, like you said, it's a big time out there by Duino. You call it at 8:32, 8-minute media coming up. So you're going to get a quick breather here, and then heading into about a minute and 15-second break with probably the next 2 minutes. So that's one of those that you're trying to call timeout to make sure you get Montre Cash and Bryson Davis and those guys a little bit more breather as they're going to be staying on.
Minutes right here. They could use a big 4 minutes to try and cut that deficit down as much as possible and gain the lead before the final stretch in this game.
Edwards with the ball. Kicks it over to McLaughlin, down to Mitchell. Mitchell spins, up and under, off the glass, no good, pulled down by Diaby.
And here we go with Cash. Again, the Cougars could use another one right here. I think a bucket right here actually gives the Cougars the momentum.
Inside to Bullock, tipped away. It's going to stay with the Cougars. And that's going to bring us to the 8-minute media.
I don't know if the refs have looked up and they realize it, but ball into Cash. Over to Lewis. 2-3 zone in effect here for the Monarchs. Down low to Bullock. Bullock trying to go to Diaby, and
thought he forced out a little bit. It found into the Cougars, and they're going to get him for a travel on that one. He was anticipating being fouled, and, well,
Diaby
took 1 too many steps, and looks like that is going to bring us to the 8-minute media.
62-53, 7:45 left in the second half. Let's see what the Cougars can draw up and come out of the timeout break with. And we're back here, 7:45 left, 62-53. And it is Monarchs basketball.
Laughlin inbounds it here to Burden. Burden brings it up. Cougars really need a defensive stand here. Over to Edwards. Back to Burden. Burden for three, no good. Pulled down by Cash. Looks like they're going to get a foul there on Malik Edwards. Or no, they're going to call it ball off Malik Edwards. Henry checks back in for the Cougars.
So possession will stay with the Cougars.
Into Lewis. Lewis brings it up. Guarded by McLaughlin. Spins. Tipped away. Gains possession. Good job there by Lewis not to lose his cool. Lewis calls out the offense. 12 on the shot clock. Over to Davis. Davis looks. Dishes back to Cash. 6. Cash drives up and it's in. That's a nice basket by Montre Cash with the clock running down. Looks like they're going to get Malik Edwards on the foul.
Foul number 22, Malik Edwards.
You send Montre Cash to the line for one, looking to convert the and one. 62-55 lead. It's a tough runner in the lane.
Absolutely.
Contact, and you get it up off the glass and in.
Through a lot of traffic. Cash able to
Free throw's good.
Get his runner to go. 62-56, Cougars.
Cougars now in the bonus. Great recovery there by Davis. McLaughlin with the ball. Kicks it over to Burden. Burden behind the back.
Lewis doing a good job of staying in front of Burden right there. I'm going to call Bryson Davis on the foul.
They're going to get him for a hand check on that one, yeah.
Again, Lewis doing a good job of staying in front of Burden right there, because I have to tell you, Joseph, if I was on the court, I'd probably be, my knees would be broken. He would have lost me.
Inside to Mitchell. Mitchell backs in on Henry. Three-pointer by McLaughlin, no good. Pulled down by Henry. I thought that was a good no call there. I thought that Davis snuck around. Henry didn't see him, and he had the handle on the ball when the initial contact was made.
I don't know, Joseph. I probably have to go with the Monarchs fans here, the Monarchs faithful. I thought there was a lot of contact from Davis there, but as an Averett fan, I'm not going to complain.
Cash with the ball. Pulls it back out. Drives off the glass, no good. Pulled down by Mitchell.
And that's just an unlucky.
Gets it out to Burden in transition. Burden off the glass, and
now I thought that was cleaned by Davis.
They're going to get Davis clean on that, but I think they're going to get Keyshawn Lewis with the initial block. Yeah, that's what it was. Keyshawn coming underneath. That's one of those, is Bryson. You see that you're clean, but you don't see that your teammate swiped his legs out from underneath him on the initial contact.
Absolutely.
So that's going to send Burden to the line here for 2 shots. 8-point ball game. Excuse me, 6-point ball game. Shot's no good.
First shot does not go in.
DeQuan Deal checks back in for the Monarchs. It's going to send Mitchell to the bench. Burden's second shot's up. And that's good. Davis on the inbound gets it into Cash. Pressure by McLaughlin.
Cash.
McLaughlin gets. And they're going to call a jump ball. Possession remains to the Cougars. McLaughlin in the past 3 possessions has had some pretty good pressure in the front court there. Once on Lewis and then once on Montre.
He recovered well because Montre had him tripped up there.
Look, Dearman checks back in here for the Monarchs. It's going to send Burden to the bench.
And that's huge for the Cougars.
Don't play D, don't foul.
Remind you, 23 seconds on the shot clock, 3 seconds to get it over the half-court line here.
And I think Doino was checking to see how many timeouts he had. So he's going to take one now as he realized he had 3 timeouts left. 63-56. Your Cougars lead it with 6:13, or your Cougars trail, excuse me, with 6:13 left in the second half.
Do you need the perfect glass?
We have 0 timeouts. We have 0. Yeah. You'll lose 1 in the first half. We might have a full left. Ready?
(63-56). The Cougars do trail by 7. So it's Cougar basketball.
Montre inbounds here. Gets it into Lewis. 22, 21. No 10-second call there, I guess. Back over to Cash. Cash drives. Kicks back out to Davis. Davis for 3. No good. So it's pulled down by Mingledorf. Gives it over to Edwards. Kicks it out to Dearman. Overman McLaughlin Jr. Over to Edwards. Edward drives the lane. Kicks back out to Dearman. Dearman drives. Runner up, and it's good.
Easy lay off the glass from Dearman there.
They're letting a lot of contact go right now. Keyshawn Lewis with the ball. Dishes over to Cash. Swings it to Davis. Cash with the ball. Drives. Runner off the lane, and they're going to get a foul.
A lot of contact.
That's
there.
one of those is a sort of a bailout call too. The initial foul probably happened at the free throw line, but they're going to extend that and let him shoot free throws here. I believe he's got 2 shots. Going to get the foul there on Garen Dearman. It's going to be his second of the game. First shot's up for Cash, no good. Mitchell checks back in for the Monarchs.
Cash up for a second free throw, up and
good, and it's going to send Diaby back in for the Cougars.
He's going to come in for Tim Henry.
8-point ball game.
Full court press here by the Cougars.
Get it in!
Edwards with it, defended by Lewis. Davis defending.
Somebody go to the ball.
And possession will go to the Cougars. And you know, with Mitchell and Burden not in, you know the Monarchs are looking to go directly to Mitchell on the offensive end. But as soon as we get back on the offensive, Henry checks back in.
Lewis with the ball. Drives the lane, dishes back out to Davis. 3-pointer by Davis, and he got it.
That's a huge bucket right there. It's just a 5-point game now. That is a big bucket by Bryson Davis with 4.5 minutes to go in this ball game.
Hadn't got one to drop, kept shooting, and finally got it to roll.
Shooters shoot, man.
Dearman with the ball.
Trying to find Mitchell.
Mitchell defended here by Henry. Inside to Mitchell. Mitchell up. Off the glass, and it's good. That's just a tough one. They caught the Cougars out of rotation. You got Cash on Mitchell. It's a little bit of a height advantage.
Right.
Lewis with the ball. Swings it over to Davis. Trying to go inside to Henry. Comes off the screen. Inside to Henry. It's going to be tipped away, and they're going to say it goes off Henry's hands. And that's going to bring us to the 4-minute media.
Diaby will check in, like you said, at the 4-minute media timeout. And Joseph, what do you think over the next 3 minutes and 57 seconds the Cougars can do to overcome the 7-point deficit?
I think it's going to come down to, you don't have to stop them every time on possessions, but it's going to come down to when we do stop them on the defensive end, we've got to convert on the offensive end at the other end. You got a 7-point ball game. You're looking at potentially a 3-possession game. If you hit a couple threes, realistically, you're probably looking at a 4-possession game here. We don't necessarily have a ton of 3-point shooters out there, but you've got Montre Cash and Bryson Davis, 2 guys that are dependable that can hit down the 3. But I see them looking into Henry a lot on these next 3 minutes and 57 seconds, trying to go inside out. Look to see if Methodist switches back to a zone here, trying to keep the ball out of Henry's hands and forcing him to keep the ball around the perimeter and shoot.
And I would not be surprised if Methodist does go back to that 2-3 zone to, again, dare Averett to shoot the basketball from outside. And like you said, the Cougars just have to stay composed. They cannot get caught up in the moment here with it just being under 4 minutes to go.
Looks like Burden's going to check back in here for the Monarchs. It would be Diaby, Bullock, Lewis, Cash, and Davis for the Cougars. Full court pressure here by Averett.
So here we go, a 7-point game here. Can the Cougars stay disciplined, not commit silly mistakes here?
Burden with the ball, gets over to Dearman. Yeah, they're going to get Diaby a little too aggressive on that one, a little bit of a hand check. So good call there by the officials.
Make the shots, man. Let's go.
On number 50,
You can see Bryson Davis teaching him up on that. Just slide his feet over him, cut him off, get defender behind you to help out.
Absolutely. Stay perpendicular to the defender. Don't get parallel and try and actually defend. You just want to interrupt the pick and roll pass there.
Knock him off his movement as Dearman goes to the line for 1-and-1. Makes the first shot. 8-point ball game. Second shot's up, and it's good. Ball comes into Cash. Defended by McLaughlin Jr. Comes off the pick by Bullock. Spins, gets it over to Davis. Looks inside to Diaby. Kicks it back out to Lewis. Over to Davis. Back to Lewis. Lewis drives, kicks it into Diaby. Diaby spins. Looking for somebody. Back out to Lewis.
5 seconds on the shot clock.
Three-pointer by Davis. Just off the mark, and looks like they're going to get a foul there on Keyshawn Lewis.
I mean, just both players just going for the ball there, and Lewis got tied up in a bad situation.
And number 2, Keyshawn Lewis, is for team's 9.
Looks like that's going to send Dante Burden to the line here. Tim Henry checks back in for the Cougars. Diaby heads to the bench.
And I wouldn't be surprised if this is the lineup for the final 3 minutes.
I'd probably have to agree with you on that one. First shot's good. Makes it a 10-point ball game, 70-60. Still plenty of time left in this one. Second shot's up and good.
I mean, if you've been watching this whole game as we have been, this is not an 11-point game. If you've been watching the way this game feels.
Very tightly contested second half here, yes. Lewis with the ball, gets it over to Bullock. Over to Davis. Cash for 3. Off mark, pulled down by Bullock. Gets it back to Cash. Trapped in the corner. Stolen away by McLaughlin. McLaughlin pushes the tempo up to Burden. Looks like they're going to get Bryson Davis with a foul there. Probably a pretty smart foul there in transition.
14, Bryson Davis with the foul. His third, team's 10th.
It's going to send Dante Burden to the line here. Shooting 2 shots.
(71-60, 72-60 now. Like you said, Burden at the line. Team leader in points per game.
Second shot's good.
No foul, no foul.
73-60 game. Lewis with the ball for the Cougars.
Play D, play D. Help out, help out.
Drives, kicks it out to Cash. Inside to Bullock. Bullock drives, spins, runner up, and it's good. Need to stop here defensively.
Absolutely need a couple of good defensive possessions right here.
Full court pressure by the Cougars. Cash on McLaughlin. Trap coming. Gets it over to Burden. Back to McLaughlin. Over to Burden. 12 on the shot clock. Burden spins. Looks like they're going to get him for too much movement on that one.
Oh, they never seen that move before.
204.
And Cougars need to go fast-paced offense here. Under 2 minutes to go.
No foul. Help out, help out.
Nice look there by
pass.
Bullock. Jumper up by Cash, and it's good. Lost the original handle on it, pulled it back, and got it up and in.
Full timeout by
73-64.
Like you said, full timeout by Averett, 73-64, 149 left in the second half. 73-64. Cougars full court press.
Ball swings over to Burden. Fast court break, and it's good.
Cougars got lost in rotation there. 75-64, 11-point game. Cash looking for a quick bucket. They're going to trap him.
Going to get McLaughlin Jr. there with a block. Diaby heads to the table for the Cougars. Checks in for Henry.
Y'all can't foul, fellas. Y'all playing against 8 the whole game. Y'all almost on 3.
Cash at the free throw line.
First shot's good. 10-point ball game. See where we got to convert on at the free throw line down the stretch here. Minute 33 remaining. 10-point ball game. Second shot's up, and it's good. TJ McAllister checks in for the Cougars. Get a little defense on the floor here. He's going to send Diaby to the bench.
Defense and another guard.
Going to go with, well, technically 4 guards, but going to go with a smaller 3-guard lineup with Bullock, who moves pretty well for a big man. Caught transition there as looks like Millendorf dumps it back to Mitchell for an easy 2-point basket.
And McAllister is somebody who can hit threes as well, so watch for him to hit an in-rhythm three-pointer.
Lewis drives, dishes back to Davis. Davis runner up, it's good. Caught in transition up to Mitchell. Stolen away by Davis, gets it up to Cash.
2-on-2 fast break right here.
Cash drives off the lane, blocked by Dearman. Taken back by Bullock. McAllister drives, gets it back to Cash. Deep 3 by Cash, and it's good! Great basket there. Cougars get caught in transition. Mitchell back to McLaughlin, and it's up and in.
The Cougars just are not getting back on defense. They're killing themselves.
It's like they're almost selling all out for a steal up front and getting caught back, yeah. As we get a foul here by Burden, it looks like.
Shooting themselves in the foot, not making sure anybody gets back on defense. If you take away those last 2 or 3 buckets from Methodist, this is a 2 or 3 point game right here.
McAllister steps back to the line. Looking for his first basket of the game. First shot's no good. 39.4 seconds remaining in this one.
Both of those free
8-point ball game.
Both of those free throws would have been huge. 2 3-pointers would have tied it up as he hit those. Had he hit those free throws.
Second shot's good. It's going to make it a 7-point ball game.
Need a steal. Got to get back on
ball
defense.
To Dearman, over to Mitchell. Stolen away by Cash. That's a nice recovery by Montre.
It's a great job to not foul. Get all ball there.
Really getting caught in transition here.
7-point game. Cougars have to put a man on a man here.
Out to McLaughlin, defended by McAllister. He's going to call for a foul. And send McLaughlin Jr. to the line.
This is where the 33.9 seconds on the clock is going to turn into about 5 minutes of real time. Nothing but intentional fouls from Averett's side if anybody from Methodist touches the ball.
McLaughlin's first shot. Off back iron and bounces in.
8-point game.
Really need a 3-point basket if you're the Cougars at the offensive end now. Second shot attempts up. Through the net. 9-point game. Cash for the ball for the Cougars. Drives, spins, dishes to Davis, kicks it back out to McAllister. 3-pointer, no good. Tip in by Davis. Nice rebound there by Davis.
That's a good job there. 74-81 now. Cougars have to get back, find Burden on defense.
Burden's going to pull this out, run some clock. Yep. Foul by McAllister. Great play there by Burden not to take the 2 points, realizing in that situation that the basket isn't as big as the time.
Absolutely.
First shot by Burden's good. Makes it an 8-point ball game. Second shot attempts here. Shots up. Good. Ball comes into Lewis. Lewis drives. Look at the pass. Dishes back to Davis. Davis runner, no good. Tip in, good.
Davis coming up big here in the final seconds, 83-76.
Padding the stats a little bit. Missed the first one. Grab an offensive rebound, tip it back up and in.
And like you said earlier, this is where free throw practice comes into play because these 9 seconds are going to be about 2 minutes real time.
And Methodist has shot pretty well today from the free throw line. Mitchell steps to the line for the Monarchs.
First half, they shot about 73% from the free throw line.
First shot's good.
That to fall off.
I really don't know if they've missed more than 1 or 2 here in the second half. I don't think they've missed one down the stretch here within the last minute. Second shot attempts up, and it's good.
9-point lead again.
Cash inbounds to Lewis, back to Cash. Going to get a quick shot here by the Cougars.
Hey, they cheating, man. Let's help them get out of here.
Stolen away by McLaughlin. And that's going to bring this one to a close.
So 85-76, Methodist comes out and they win. Cougars fall 7-17, 79, and USAC play. Methodist advances to 500 on their overall record, 12-12, 10-6 in USAC play. We want you to join us again when the Cougars play at home.
So be sure to come by for that.
This coming Saturday at 11:30 as they'll host Berea College for Senior Day festivities.
Absolutely. So definitely join in on the Senior Day activities. Again, the Cougars fall 85-76. Thank you for joining us here on the Averett Sports Network.